Hello, everyone, and welcome to College Station, Texas, and the Texas World Speedway for the Stacker 2 402. A hot Texas sun beating down on the 2-mile high banked oval. These cars aren't afraid to open up around here. Be interesting to see what takes place. Starting on pole is one of the three Texans in the field, Jake Jefferson. Who's outside, Logan Bradley. Noah Robb and Eric Darnell make up row number 2. Back at 5th and 6th are two Fords, Danica Matthew and Cody Savage. Another one of the Texans, TJ Hanley. He had a good run at Minnesota. Outside, Logan Cloud. Starting in 9th, your Little Caesars Ice Bowl winner, Robbie Webb. And it's Dominic Carlone who is outside. He has the person that he stole it from and looking to work back up. Maybe stealing the win away today is Nick Bergwald driving with a vengeance. Brady Burkhart starts in 12th. Take a look at the rest of your lineup. See where you or your favorite driver starts. News and notes coming into today. The hot track surface should be interesting, and many critics have said that fuel mileage might be a factor today, as interesting to see if cautions come out where they would fall, if that would play any factor into it. Maybe we'll have some guys pitting late in the race. Maybe we'll have some guys running out of fuel. We'll see.
Drivers, start your engines!
As the engines roar to life on the backstretch on this 2-mile oval. This track is comparable to Michigan in the sense that it is high banked and fast. 2 miles as well. Originally built in the 60s, both Michigan and Texas World basically clones of one another, but I believe Texas World is more banked than Michigan. And California, the other 2-mile D-shaped oval on the calendar, has a little less banking than both. The pace car will peel off. We have 50 laps of racing. The Stacker 2 402 from Texas World is about to get underway. The fans on their feet as one of their state's own, Jay Jefferson, leads them down to the green. Ooh, Zachary Bilson there tried to put a nose under the 81 of Logan Bradley. Couldn't make it stick, and he had to really check up that inside line as they go 3 wide for third. The front two are going to pull away as now Bradley diving for the lead on Jefferson. Will he be able to hold it in the corner? It looks like as Jefferson goes up to a higher line, they're going to be evenly matched. Down the back straightaway they come. Speeds of around 200 miles an hour. 201 going into turn number 3. These guys aren't afraid to let loose. TJ Hanley and Zachary Bilson really drafting up to the back bumper of the leaders as they want side by side. As they're going to go 4 wide, not too far. They're back as Brady Burkhart does the right move and backs out of it. And we have a yellow. Smoke on the backstretch. It's been an incident. Kev Shearer, heavy damage to that number 80 Toyota Camry. Gabriel Durand, Tib Foster, Austin Delgado, Ryan Priest, Nick Perez. Oh, Jari Matti Hapalainen. The back of the field has crashed. Something that we should have expected in these packs, that they'd be close together. Take a look at a replay. So, coming through turns 1 and 2, 4 wide in the back of the pack, Durand and Delgado, side by side, they get close out the corner, they touch, and the 39.04 into the wall, 26 center round. Oh, Shearer and Priest got together and came back up the track into the 26, so tough break, but most of these guys won't be able to keep up with the leaders, but should be still out in track. Lap cars might play an interesting factor here. We'll get another angle. We're gonna go on board with Kev Shearer from farther back. You can see the wreck develop and his role in it. Really had nowhere to go, especially around that 39, and then you just have no hope if you get hooked from the back like he did by the 66, so tough break for a lot of the guys trying to work their way up the pack. Get you back, pit stops, if those happen under yellow, if not the green. And as the lights are out on the pace car, I'll be coming back to the green soon here. Stacker 2402, but Jay Jefferson leads over Robbie Webb, Skylar Dixon, Noah Robb, and Brady Burkhart is your top 5. You notice it's a different top 5 because from 15th on back, Logan Bradley led a whole group of cars down pit road, and you see it here. Some of these guys have pit, some of these guys haven't. I don't know if these guys that came down this early will be able to stretch it to the end. It'll be interesting to see. Do a quick flash by of the rest of your running order. You see damaged cars in the back. Antoine Smith, TJ Hanley. Those guys getting back out there. So we should have no one off the track. Hanley and Smith, however, are a lap down, at least by the ticker. Our others don't know. We'll see. Obviously, we have single file restarts as we'll be coming back to the green flag. Here, our visor cam. Ice Bowl winner, Robbie Webb, will go on board with them for the restart. Well, the visor cam curse that affected Jay Jefferson at Las Vegas on the restart did not happen that time as Robbie Webb turned it underneath the 38 into 1 and 2, took the lead by holding it down into turn number 3 hard, but now looks like, with help from Dominic Carlone and Noah Breeze on the inside, Jay Jefferson, for some of his home state crowd, fighting back on the inside. The outside line sometimes more preferred in the corners, but if you got the help, it doesn't matter. Jay Jefferson has the help. He regains the lead. Robbie Webb now fighting Dominic Carlone to his inside as it's not really going to be much of a pack, you should say. There are some kind of packs, as you see Matthew Eves, again, all healed up after his Las Vegas crash. He's been taken 3 wide as Jacob Rose really checks up, and Brandon Morris is going to gain a spot or 2 out of that. Speaking of 3 wide, Noah Breeze being in the middle of Robbie Webb and Skylar Dixon, so kind of the middle of a John Rollison racing sandwich there is Dixon and Webb are teammates, but Dixon really backed out, and he could lose a spot to Brady Burkhart on the outside if he's not careful, but nah, the inside line's got him, and he keeps fighting with his teammate Webb as Noah Breeze having a great race. He has a lesser funded ride, and this is going to really do a lot for that team. showing off that available sponsorship space on that all-black Toyota Camry. Maybe he'll get a sponsor to next week at Trenton. Matthew Town going far down inside. We haven't seen a lot of people all the way down there, only if they're really battling out with the front runners. Trying stuff new, I mean. Maybe the inside line has the grip. Maybe it has the speed where you can make a couple passes. It'll be interesting to see, but turn 3 inside has had a lot of problems for guys because a lot of them just can't hold it because they know that car carries them up a lot if they really plant it on the inside, and so they usually check up. Or sometimes if you're like Robbie Webb there, if you're close enough to him, you can keep the foot planted and just barrel through the corner. Obviously that worked for him as he took the lead. However, couldn't hold it for long. He's back to 5th. Dixon looking racy on the back of Breeze that time off turn number 2. He might be fixing to make a pass here soon enough. The Alabama native driving the number 12. Said one of the things he likes a lot about Texas World is the fact that there's not a lot of off-throttle time. He says if you've got the engine and you've got the right line, you can really throw it into the corners and gain up a lot of time, especially if the person in front of you is not taking that good a line. But lap cars already starting to affect this race. Kev Shearer slowing up the leaders, and now we have a full-on chain of the front runners, you could say. Interesting to see when they get back toward the back of the fields. Matthew Eves really slid up, nearly got into Shearer, but thankfully doesn't. Got a guy like Matthew Town there on the outside. He's going to get held up, and especially if they're 3 wide more toward the back, that's where problems could arise, as you see there, holding up the 60 as well with a little side draft, but basically is already starting to split the field up. However, the top 10 able to stay in order. Maybe not for long, as Breeze hammers it into the corner underneath Dominic Carlone. Webb checks up on teammate Dixon. Skyler will hold fourth as Breeze completes the pass on the number 2 and takes second for his cell phone team. Patrick Smith, someone that we really haven't talked a lot about since the first races of the season. You'd have to go back to Orlando and Charlotte, where he won both poles and was very competitive at Charlotte. For him to be talked about after that, he's not been much of discussion at all in that 0-1 Mazda, but doing a great job today, proving that he definitely still has it. Matthew Eves now under him. Dixon now trying to get past the 18 of Breeze. Will he be able to? Car's going to wash up off the corner. Holds it down. Breeze fights back right alongside the wall, but it's no use into 3. Dixon can dive it in, and Breeze actually took a slower entry and not going to pay off. I don't know what Breeze was doing there, but looks like Robbie Webb's going to be able to swoop underneath him. Again, looking back, it's like the fastest out of the guys that pit. Logan Bradley, he's gained 3 spots. Cody Savage, Dragos King, Nick Bergwald, pretty much them on back. They all came down. Oh, Logan Bradley trying to make the outside line work around the 60. Looks like maybe even fresher tires that 81 might have. Looks like those are going to pay off as we got more passing going on in the front. Webb has gotten around. Webb and Carlone now have gotten around Breeze, as some of these more lesser funded equipment starting to show on that 18 as the draft sort of becomes less and less, and it helps more on your car now under you, as Dixon for the lead underneath the Texan of Jay Jefferson, being pushed along on the inside. That's some team play right there by Robbie Webb, pushing Skylar Dixon, someone lesser off in points, to the lead. A new leader here in the Stacker 2, 402. They tried. Oh, they tried to go 3 wide behind him. Carlone backed off. Carlone almost got passed by Breeze, but Breeze would have been on the apron that time. So these guys don't want to wait, it seems like. They're ready to go whenever they need to. But then again, you need to have the run into the corner to complete the pass. Like, Carlone didn't have that much of a run because he was behind Webb, and that kind of showed because wasn't really able to clear Jefferson until they got off the corner, but like the Fords are starting to take over. If Jefferson and Breeze on the outside fall out of the top 10, then the top 3 and 5th place would technically be all Fords, as the only outlier would be the Mazda of Patrick Smith. Jefferson just got passed by Smith. He's going to do a classic crossover move into the corner. Will a 38 be able to hold it on the bottom as he comes up off of the corners? We get a new look. Come across the line side by side. Jacob Rose, I believe he started far down the order. Pitch strategy really helping him out, as if I'd say 2/3 of the field didn't pit, he would not be in the top 10. Will he stay there on strategy? Tough call. Oh man, Noah Breeze slow on the outside. He and Brady Burkhart almost getting together. Brady's got a huge run underneath the 09. That battle is for 6. They're 4 wide. Oh man, Noah Breeze backed out of it as Rob backed out of it as Noah Breeze to the outside now. Looks like he's going to be the one losing out on that, as Matthew forcing this group 3 wide, and no, Rob again backs down and lets the 18 in. Boy, if it wasn't for cautious driving, as now Rob almost gets touched by Bradley. That's almost getting a car arrow loose. You might send one of these cars around doing that, but oh man, Noah Rob's gonna fall out of the top 10. He's all the way down to about 16th, 17th after this. So heartbreak for the driver of the number 5. Mid-pack, you see they're running 3 wide. They're still not afraid to run close together, as Rob all the way up in the marbles. And now points leader Austin Terrio, and one of the fan vote leaders, you could say, probably when the end of the season comes around, Zachary Fitzwater there underneath them, as well as Teddy Curry and Dylan Jacobs. Noah Rob all the way down to about 20th now. Take a look at some of the guys farther off the back, like more damaged cars like Ryan Preece, the Texans, Preston Emmons, Logan Cloud as well. He must have had a bad stop. He's farther down the order. Marty Hepelainen, who had a good start to the season, especially at Charlotte and Las Vegas. After that, it's just been doing atrocious. TJ Hanley as well. Didn't help him that he was involved in the wreck. Like Nick Perez and Taylor Fry might be the first to be lapped. No, it's actually an even slower Kev Shear, who's running. He's only running about 12 miles an hour off the pace, but it shows you how much the draft can impact that. No, he's not the first one. Duran's back there as well. All this arguing, we've missed Robbie Webb retake the lead from his teammate Skylar Dixon, but more battling will be coming along the line as we hit the halfway mark in the Stacker 2402. Don't go anywhere after these quick messages. And as we come back to you, a quick replay from what happened during break. 5 wide here at Texas World. Fairly narrow track. It almost didn't work as the lap car of Gabriel Duran held up the 2 in the 20. Obviously, Robbie Webb relinquished the lead to Skylar Dixon because of it. A racy Jacob Rose and Brady Burkhart almost caused disaster going into the corner. Jumping to live action here on lap number 29. over half the race is done, but there's still 21 laps to go as Patrick Smith now moves underneath the 38 of Jake Jefferson. The 20 really chasing the 09 into the corner. Will be able to hold it on the bottom. I think he's got a little scared there, and Robbie Webb is going to reclaim fourth. He's trying to work his way back up the order after Duran, the lap car, screwed him up. And speaking of lap traffic, there's Kev Shearer. What line will he pick? Dixon goes high. Oh, man. Shearer almost got into the 12. Kev, what is he doing? This is going to really cause some shuffling as Brady underneath the 09 and Jake Jefferson, like he'll be able to catch back up to the back of the 12. Get a couple visor cam laps in with Webb. Smith blocked him there a little bit into the corner, and that killed the run of the 20. Couldn't dive it in. As we hang out on the helmet of Robbie Webb, we'll take a look on the ticker, see where you or your favorite driver are running. Well, that time at least Jake Jefferson tried a late look on Skylar Dixon into turns 1 and 2. Didn't work. He might be setting him up for a move this lap as we go to our spectator camera here in the stands at Texas World. Ooh. Smith tried to put a move on Jefferson, but Webb tried to put a move on Smith. Not going to benefit Webb any. Smith might have used that extra momentum from the 20. Keeps him alongside the 38. It's going to allow him to get the position through 3 and 4. Carlone tried to put a move on Burkhardt. Burkhardt slid high. Carlone checked up. Doesn't matter. Actually going to hurt Dominic as the 86 of Jacob Rose and the 55. Even Brandon Morris could get past the 2. The 55, actually, not going to get by him. Ooh, the 60 checked up there. 60 really checked up. 8 was getting by him as 3 wide here. Some shuffling going on. 38 and the 01 fall back. The 20 is through, and these guys are looking really racy. Dead air. Sorry about that. I think my headphones just stopped working. That's awesome. But anyways, Robbie Webb got passed up was not able to get the lead from Skylar Dixon. We'll take a look in the next couple laps. We'll see as this front group, they are all side by side, not just a lap ago. Now they're all single file, so things change fast here in Texas World as Cody Savage trying to break into the top 10. Move underneath Darnell, very late, got into the back of the 14, slid him up the track. Bergwald and Logan Bradley trying to take Brandon Morris 3 wide. Savage will break into the top 10 as he's already in front of Morris. Still have yet to see a pass out of the 20 of Robbie Webb. Be interesting to see if he'll make a move, but as laps wind down, next time by 11 to go. Will they pit? Will they have enough fuel? They should not have enough fuel to the end of the race. They won't have enough fuel, so will there be a caution before the end of the race? Will they pit? Will they not? Or will a guy even like Logan Bradley, who came down on lap number 2 or 3, have enough to make it still? We're interesting to see as you got lappers not too far up ahead. The 45 and the 05 running side by side. That could cause extreme havoc for the leaders as Webb tried to dive in underneath the 12. Jefferson didn't give him the shove. But Webb's had a really good car. The JRR boys side by side across the line. Jefferson, huge run. They're going to go 3 wide for the lead. No, Jefferson backs off. That means Webb had to back off too. Jefferson could be building something up here to get by the 20. And now they try and work on the lappers, the 45 and the 05. 10 to go, coming around at 9 to go in the Stacker 2 402. Eves now. Jade Eves. Boy, want to talk about a turnaround. He's there as they go 3 wide for third. Eves obviously has been struggling since Las Vegas. Honestly, he's been struggling this whole season. I don't know if he has a top 10 or not. The only track I think that he'd get a top 10 at would have been Charlotte, but I'm not 100% sure as Jefferson could not get around the 45 and the 05 that time, and that's going to let the John Rollison Racing boys, the 20 and the 12, just to pull away. Excuse me there, but Taylor Fry looks like he won't be much of a problem, as could be that whole line checks up and still side by side fighting for the positions at the bottom of the top 10, such as Darnell, Savage, and Rose. Rose underneath Burkhardt. Brady Burkhardt could get screwed here as he's up on the high side with guys like Perez and Fry. Perez almost came down the track there, but I have to be honest, the lap cars aren't the smartest in this game. 4 wide. Darnell luckily squeezes out of that before anything could go seriously wrong. Up at the front, I don't think with Jay Jefferson not there, Robbie Webb might not have the time to get by the number 12. Coming around, 6 to go. Lap cars of Fry and Perez have definitely split the field up. Kind of flattened it too, as see most of them are running single file. I haven't taken a look at our fastest lap today, and that goes to the Australian, Zachary Fitzwater. Driver we haven't talked about much today, Dylan Jacobs, as well as Teddy Kari. Austin Terrio, Logan Cloud, those guys have not been much of factors. Robbie Webb, Skylar Dixon. Dixon, 27th fastest. And Webb, 31st fastest. So, nothing special there. 5 laps to go. Jefferson, close on Webb. Eves, close on Jefferson. No one too close on Dixon, but they have the time to run him down. But their fuel could be running out of time. Will they pit? What lap will they pit? Will we see an incident? It's all left up to the imagination, but we will see. Here as a Stacker 2 402 begins to wind down. No one coming down that time. Lap number 47 of 50. They cross Webb closer on Dixon. Go to the visor cam. Webb seems like he just can't get the run, and I don't think they're going to pit unless they're going to do it. Coming to 2 to go. Jefferson as well. Will they make the move? They're all running low. They might be pitting. Nope. They're not going to pit. We'll see if they make it. Webb's close on Dixon this time. 2 to go. Will we see a move? There it is. The move to win the race. He did this with 2 to go in the Ice Bowl, and it paid off because it ended up giving him the win. Webb again underneath someone. This time it's his teammate, Skylar Dixon. Doesn't have the run on the bottom through 1 and 2. Dixon still holds the lead. Webb slots in. Jefferson now trying on the 20. Can't get their backs off. Can the Texan put anything together here in his home state track? The laps at College Station have wound down. The Stacker 2 402 only has 1 more lap to go. Look at this. Another move for the lead. He's going to use the lap car of Kev Shear as an advantage. Robbie Webb takes the lead on the Bush's Baked Beans. 1 to go lap. Robbie Webb now won't have a challenge. Dixon won't get the run. Jay Jefferson absolutely screwed by his fellow Toyota of Kev Shear. But coming around, we had our first 2-time winner at Nashville with Austin Terrio. But our first back-to-back, Robbie Webb in the Gulf Oil 20 wins at Texas World. Lap cars. I mentioned it at the start. I saw it in the test race I did here. They could be a factor, and it was on the last lap of the race. Unbelievable. So Robbie Webb, they made it on fuel. Guys like Logan Bradley. Nick Bergwald was the best out of those guys to finish 11th. But I don't think anybody in the top 10 pit on the first and only caution of the day. But it did not pay off for them as the leaders were able to stretch the distance and take home the victory. So cars disappear. We'll take a look at your results. So, winning it, Robbie Webb. Again, like I mentioned in the final call, first back-to-back race winner, and this time it's not without a caution. Obviously, JRR had a great day. Skylar Dixon as well in second. Matthew Weaves, great turnaround. He's third. Patrick Smith in fourth. Dominic Carlone fifth. Jay Jefferson, your pole sitter and hometown boy, sixth. Brady Burkhart seventh. Eric Darnell eighth. Kind of that was a turnaround race for him as he was taken out on the final laps of the Ice Bowl. That's how Webb won. Jacob Rose as well after heartbreak in the Ice Bowl comes home in ninth. Cody Savage rounds out the top 10. The rest of your order is up on your screen. Down. Obviously, only 6 cars were lapped. Sheared only one lap more than once, ended up 4 laps down. He got the worst of that wreck on the first lap. You could say it was a big one, you might not. But that's it. That's it from Texas World. Thank you for watching. We're going to get you your points here in a moment. And here are your point standings after Texas World. Robbie Webb takes the points lead over Austin Terrio, as Terrio only falls down not that far to second, but Robbie Webb has over 100 points on the field. Nick Bergwald up to second. Patrick Smith kind of regaining traction. He's up 6 spots all the way up to 4th now. Another big mover toward the back, Skylar Dixon. He's up 12. That race really benefited him. Matthew Eves up 7 as well. Some minor losers up the front, Antoine Smith and TJ Hanley, but they were taken out in the wreck in the back of the pack, as well as Nick Perez and James Busher. So 6th through 9th all lost because of that one wreck. Kev Shearer falls out of the top 10 with his last place finish. Brady Burkhart, he's having a terrible season, but gets his first top 5. Was he top 5? Let me check. Alt. No, he was 7th. So that was not his top 5. Anything else to note? Logan Cloud down 5. He's having a terrible season. Where's Brandon Morris? Brandon Morris only gained 3 spots. Again, he did not get a top 10. So yeah, I'd have to say that does it for Texas World. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. That was a fairly good race to commentate. I enjoyed it. And yeah, next up is Trenton, but I'm sure we'll have a Qualcomm race probably in between then. I will be on the lookout for that. See you next time.